All right, there we go. JSR just started, and Armageddon, he should get going in just a second or two. I think that there was a little bit of buffering on his end. There he goes. So you know what? I'm going to pause JSR's just a little bit until they're at about the same spot. And there we go. Oh, and now, of course, we got buffering with JSR. Oh, well, that didn't work, did it?
No, I would have probably just left it the same or refreshed the multi-twitch.
All right, well, it's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
We'll just say JSR has a little bit of a lead.
A little bit. Not by
starting
much,
out here. Like I said, this is a really important race right here for the who makes the winner's bracket.
Mm-hmm. There's JSR starting up on Elmira. Arma's not far behind as he finishes 1-1 there, or 1-2, sorry.
I believe Armageddon times personal best time. Whoa! JSR.
That was a close one. Wow.
JSR decided to give Elmira a little kiss right there, right before heading into the door.
Oh, close one. Oh, Arma got caught.
Oh yeah, you're a couple seconds ahead. I haven't seen that yet. I'll tell you when I see it.
You shouldn't have popped. That's unfortunate. Arma
yep.
having
Okay. I just saw it, and now I'm buffering on my. You know what? Screw my internet connection. Ever since I switched to dish satellite dish instead of a Comcast, my internet connection has been much slower.
Yeah, it typically is. It has, environmental interference and such.
Mm-hmm.
JSR coming up against Gene Splicer.
Yeah, you're probably about 10 seconds ahead of me right now. Let me refresh the multi-Twitch page, so we'll see what happens. You can go ahead and keep on providing commentary radio style while we're waiting for this to
what a thrilling fight! We have JSR2Gamers against Armageddon time in the tiny TOON Adventures. How's that for old-timey radio?
That was pretty good. Impressive.
Oh.
Much like the Strong Bad. What is it? The
Ballad of the
old
Sneak.
timey.
Yeah.
The Sneak. Yes.
Yeah. It's JSR2 rolling plucky in stage 2. It's the smart choice.
Yeah. Armageddon has a personal best time of around 18 minutes, I believe he told me yesterday. And
yeah, I think he's on the hunt for sub 18.
And JSR, I can't remember what his personal best time is, but I believe it's in the 16 area.
That sounds about right, 16 or 17.
But this really is anybody's race, though, because JSR, he had a really good, not a really good, but he had a pretty good race against Buzz Thunder when he defeated him yesterday. But at the same time, he also forfeited a race against who was it, Link?
I believe so.
Yep.
The Arma getting the unnecessary safety heart that resulted in a 1-up, just to ironically lose the safety heart following it.
Oh, unnecessary! Listen to this guy with the best time so far among the SHI tournament.
No, we already got the safety heart, is what I'm saying. It was unnecessary because it was a 1-up and not, it didn't benefit him directly right now. That's all.
But I have noticed that you always skip that safety heart, even if you don't have one.
I do. I bounce off of it and I keep the momentum going.
Mm-hmm.
JSR2 finishing up Elmira. A lot less of a close call on that one than the previous Elmira stage.
Yeah, no, not a little bit too close for comfort last time.
Mm-hmm. Arma starting as JSR is starting 2-3. Ooh, Arma taking a death on the crab. Way to go, coach.
Way to go, coach. Oh, yeah. I was the one who caused that right there, right?
Well, no, it was the crab,
Sorry, I was I'm too pissed off about how many frames I'm dropping right now to really be paying attention to the game. All right, level 2-3 for JSR, the inside the pirate ship. This can be a very tricky area that often separates the runners.
It does. It's a tough hallway corridor. If you oh, JSR taking the death on the exploding barrel, giving Arma a little bit of wow, quick death for JSR2.
Yeah, you're still about 10 seconds ahead of me, but that'll give Armageddon some time to catch up here.
Right,
So
it provides
we'll
him
see
a
what happens.
bit more of a buffer pocket as he makes his way through 2-2.
So normally this is where the runners start to separate, but in this given scenario, it's actually closing the gap a little bit. It all depends on how well Armageddon does in the pirate ship level, though.
Right, and if JSR2 can move past here at this point and not have to attempt it again.
Yeah, we'll see how he does this time. He does get the safety heart and uses some pretty safe strats past the first mouse with the anvil, and oh, he gets
Takes damage on the second one.
Yeah. You got to be careful with those barrels full of gunpowder because the gunpowder does go off.
Arma making it out of 2-2 alive. And you see JSR2 doing a quick jump off of that barrel, so he doesn't take damage from it. If you're quick enough, you can get off them before you incur any damage. And then there's JSR2 taking a death on the pirate, and our runners are pretty much tied right now. JSR2 missed the skip. I think he might be tilted a little bit after those multiple deaths.
Yeah, so we are basically tied right now. I would say JSR probably has about a 5-second lead, something like that.
From my perspective, they are neck and neck.
You know what? Yeah, they are from my perspective as well. I was misjudging where JSR was at the time when he went in that door. But yeah, sorry about that.
Making a comeback here. Oh, he misses the quick jump and he takes a death. Again, I'm sorry. I'm trying to remember to wait like 10 seconds, but it's hard to do.
Nice little quick jump there again for JSR.
Mm-hmm. He starts on the pirate boss.
Let's see how he does against Pirate Gideon. He's got the safety heart, so he's in pretty good shape. And we're buffering, of course.
Safety heart. And JSR2 takes his lead back, beating Pirate Gideon time, as Armageddon time struggles through the ship.
Let's see how Armageddon's able to do.
Oh, he's going in without the safety heart, if he makes it there. And JSR starts on stage 3-1.
Yeah, I just saw that he got hit by the anvil mouse.
Mm-hmm. See if Arma can do it. Oh, a little bit of close calls there.
I see that Arma is just now entering the fighting himself. Let's see how he does against himself right here. JSR goes with the plucky strats for level 3. And Armageddon gets it. He gets he defeats himself and grabs the key and heads on to level 3-1. So we've got a pretty close race here. JSR is about one stage ahead.
One stage, yeah. I'd say it's about accurate.
Or one level. What are these, stages or levels? 3-1 versus 3-2.
Well, one could argue that it would that stage. I think of stage as the shortest incremental, personally. But that remains to be personal opinion. What does chat think? What do you think? Is it world level? Is it level stage? Is it world stage? Discuss.
I think stage is the bigger, grander one, and level is like the sub levels. That's what I refer to as. Because it says stage 1. I don't know, stage 3-1, stage 3-2.
That's fair. I guess in this particular instance, it's just stages in general. There are no levels.
It's different from game to game because some of them, I mean, when you get into games like Sonic, they call them acts. or zones, yeah.
No, no, acts. Yeah, the zone is the overarching level, and act is the sub level.
Yeah, Act 1 of the Marble Zone, right.
Right, right.
So here's this level 3-3 is a little bit difficult with Plucky, especially when you have to fight Fido, because you cannot grab onto the wall when Fido goes to the underground.
Right. I would
If
say
you
that
fall in
this
the
is
underground,
right. I'd say
you
that
die.
this was one of the boss scenarios where I don't think Plucky is the better choice. You know, you have bosses like King Kong or whatever that much more beneficial with Plucky because he has the flutter jump, but that doesn't really help as much with Fido, I don't think.
All right, let's see how JSR does right here. Getting past the fish. Armageddon completes stage 3-2.
JSR with the quick kill on Fido.
Oh, yep. You're still like 10 seconds ahead of me.
I'm man, but oh no. Oh man, there's JSR2 losing a little bit of time getting the Duck Vader stage. He ended with 55 carats. For those who may not know, when you finish a stage with a odd multiple of 11, 11, 33, 55, 77, or 99 carats, it will spawn a optional stage where you fight Duck Vader. I'm not sure what happens if you defeat the stage, as every time I get it, I just kill myself to get out of the stage as fast as possible. But it's definitely a time eater.
I'm pretty sure you get 3 extra lives.
That's right. I feel like I did hear that.
Or if it's not 3 extra lives, it's a certain amount of extra lives.
There's Arma finishing up Fido as JSR starts up on stage 4-2, the junkyard stage.
Yeah, well, I still have him in 4-1, and I can see that he's using the Plucky strats and just flying through the level over all those blocks. Normally, I just do a slow walk over those blocks.
Yeah, I do.
With
I do
Furball.
little hops.
It reminds me of the roller games Cliffs doing that part. I mean, it's a whole lot easier than the Cliffs, but just the mechanics with the way I use the control, pretty much the same. With Hot Flash.
I have recently procured roller games, but I have not put enough time into it to have beaten it.
Yeah, we need to see that. We definitely need to see that on stream sometime. Here's a little bit of an easier Elmira, because she just stays at the bottom, and you can just go right up to the top right there.
JSR, well, both racers continuing with the Plucky strats. I don't know. This is a furball heavy area in my mind, so just going with Plucky strats would just, to me, doesn't seem feasible. But I understand the reasoning that the racers choose to do that, whether it be easier to fly over, or in Arma's case, where he doesn't have the best vision and or one for him to see. So the only way he can beat that level is flying top with Plucky.
Okay, so with...
Sorry. You are not as far as I am.
Yeah, I'm trying to... every time that happens, I'm like, uh-oh, what happened?
JSR taking a death on King Kong, and our racers are tied again. This really is anyone's race.
I'll tell you when I see the death.
Wow, really still?
Nope, not yet.
Jeez.
Now I see it.
Jeez,
I just saw it. Yep, like I said, my internet is being a butt right now.
Yeah, maybe next time we're in a situation like this, I'll do the restream and you can help with the commentary, because the reliability issue.
Well, that's what I suggested last time.
Yeah.
That's what I just suggested, I should say. Okay, well, yeah, when I stream through my phone connection, it's actually better. Probably should have done that, but I just didn't think to switch it around. Because when I was streaming earlier through my dish, Dish Network and it was working just fine, but I didn't have multiple tabs open, and I think that's what's causing all the problems right now.
Both of our racers on Danky Kang, King Kong, Buzz Kong, whatever you want to call him, whatever your personal preference.
Buzz Kong, huh?
That's what he is in my splits.
Well, he does kind of have that rage going on that Buzz often does. So.
All right, JSR2 finishes off the Kong man, and Arma is not far behind.
And I am seeing JSR finish up Danky Kang right now. And Armageddon Time has 2 blocks left. 15:49 for JSR. And for Armageddon, it's going to be about 15 seconds behind.
Looks like JSR2 has pulled in the lead a little bit in Wacky, but the race is still quite close, and you know, it really comes down to Max's stage. That we've seen races go back and forth, and commanding leads fizzle out on just because of Max's stage. So this is a really close race, and anybody can take it.
Yeah, there could be a couple problems in Wacky Land as well, but I believe that Max's stage is really going to be the ultimate decider.
I believe you're right.
Having to start all the way at the beginning of that level every time you die is very, very costly. JSR going slowly but surely. Just about to get the last dodo bird, or go-go bird, whatever it is. He looks like a dodo, which is why I always call him the dodo bird. And Armageddon Time is about halfway through Wacky Land. Danny, are you there? You on mute?
I am. My son came in to talk to me.
Oh, all right. Still no Legos in the mouth?
Legos in the mouse?
Still no Legos in the mouth?
No.
That's good. Not wanting to call an ambulance while we're doing a restream race. And what is Armageddon doing? Armageddon wasting time but not getting the key right there.
Oh, it's still on Wacky Land on your screen?
He just finished.
Wow, dude. Yeah, you're way behind at this point. I think
Yep.
Exponentially worse. JSR2 is climbing the money bag cannon screen, and he's going plucky strats still in here, which is, you know, not the recommended, I guess. But Arma right behind him, using furball stats, going up the money bag cannon area.
Yeah, it just depends on, what you're comfortable with,
No,
and this
absolutely.
just happens to be what JSR got comfortable with, and it's probably a little bit slower and probably a little bit more difficult as well, but...
and to be fair, before I was able to do the wall climb, I used furball still, but I definitely did the duck and jump style maneuvering. Okay, so we're really, really close here. JSR on my screen is on max. He's got the safety hearts. Arma is just starting Max's fight. He also has the safety heart. This is
I'm still seeing JSR on the screen before.
Oh!
I'd love to know what happened.
And, we have a winner, and it's super close. JSR2Gamers finished first place with 1914. Armageddon.
Oh my gosh!
1915, a 1-second game. It doesn't get much closer than that, folks.
Wow, and I'm watching it right now. I see that JSR just lost his heart.
Yeah.
And wow, okay, from my perspective, Armageddon actually finished first, but because of all the buffering, we really couldn't tell.
Yeah, it was the same
Wow.
on my stream. That's why I was like, oh, and I didn't want to say it until I looked at the SRL, but wow.
what an amazing race. I really wish that was. You know what? We'll probably have to do another restream of this race where we just watch the VOD
Hello.
because
Armageddon time. Hello. What a
Uh,
thrilling race.
oh my god, my head is cream sauce.
So let's talk about the run, man. You did pretty well, but seem to have some issues there. What do you think was your biggest hurdle for this particular run?
Um, just figuring out what the hell to do. Oh my god, when they pump you full of this stuff, it kind of takes away a little bit of your sanity. I don't know, and
I got first place.
I think
Official
the worst
SRL
part
time
was
was
an
19
early
minutes and
Elmira
14 seconds.
driver,
Armageddon time.
which pretty much set me all the way back to whatever the hell. And I don't know. And finished, I was like, doop doop doop, like taking my sweet old time to type dot done, assuming JSR cleared the game way before me, and I was like, where is it? I'm like dot DON. Oh,
See, a good rule of thumb is type dot done before you start the race, so you just have to switch to the window and hit enter.
I
That might
know,
save you a little bit of time next time.
I know. I just assumed JSR wins because he's really good at this game, and I kind of poop the bed.
Well, you guys were neck and neck at multiple points of the run where pull ahead, and then there'd be a death, and the other would catch up, and it was a lot of back and forth. It was really exciting. JSR2, welcome. What do you think of the run? How did you do?
Well, that you did, Arma. I didn't type dot done in, so
Yeah,
I was like, when I pressed I used my splits to dot done me for me because using SRL you can just split. Anyways, as soon as it popped up, I saw your dot done. I was like, wow, dude. I mean, that is insanely close. Like, wow.
yeah.
Um,
I don't know who won. But I gotta assume you, because I've seen you play this game. And
no, no, man. I mean, if we need to go to the tape, we can go to the tape. But
by all means, go to the tape. I'd like to.
it, it,
I'd like to see you play through this again, anyway.
you don't want to see this run. This run was garbage.
From our
Oh,
perspective, it looked like Arma actually finished a second or two beforehand, but there was a lot of buffering with both streams at certain points, so
yeah.
that could be skewed, and it could have just come down to a typing race, honestly.
In which
um,
case, I was like, dot DON. How do you spell done?
It's DUN.
DUN.
Done.
yeah, I've had that happen in type dot
I
done.
think there was a race that
And then as I'm entering it the second time, somebody snipes me. I've had that happen twice.
Oh,
That's
damn.
unfortunate.
But yeah, I mean that pirate ship was brutal. When I went into the ship the first time, and then that stupid mouse fell on the barrel, the exploding barrel. I've never seen him go on that barrel. He always goes backwards. I didn't even know you could do that.
Yeah,
So
it happened to me twice.
I'm like, what? You can come down the side of the cliff now and jump on the barrel, and yeah, I took a death there and ended up
Yeah.
losing about 2 minutes on that one level. But
I took an Elmira driver from the first one
oh,
because I just sat there waiting for the door, and all of a sudden, oops.
yeah, I actually almost did on the thing. I got too cocky and wasn't lined up with the door right, and
Yeah.
she started running at me, and at the very last second, I moved into the door.
Well, almost is better than getting nailed.
Yeah, yeah. Elmira's not my friend. She gives those
No.
Elmira drivers are epic, dude.
Yeah. That's what just set me all the way back. But I was like, you know what? Race isn't done yet, so we got to keep going.
so with this with these results, JSR you move on to the winners bracket along with Link Sevens in your particular division. And in the losers bracket, we would have Armageddon Time and Buzz Thunder. Is that correct?
Oh boy.
Yeah, I think so. I know Buzz was saying yesterday that if I lost this race, that it would be a three-way tie.
It would have been before the race. You were 1-1, and Arma was 0-2, and Buzz is 1-2. So if it had gone the other way, and Arma had, yes, all three of you would have been 1-2. I don't know how that would have been handled, but it would have been definitely interesting.
I mean, if that is the case, I mean, it's nice not to have to worry about sinking because I mean, this is fun for me.
Hmm.
Know how I was going to do in this tournament, and to be able to potentially be 2-1 is nice. But this
If
game,
that's the case, then JSR, you are my next opponent.
and you'll probably wipe the floor with me because I saw your sub 15, man. I'm not looking too good.
Well, it's not consistent yet, so I
This
mean,
game is hard to run consistent. I mean, one
Yeah.
it is.
mistake can set you back in. I mean, like, and then the other thing about it is that when you do make that mistake, you die. You lose like a minute or whatever. Then you're salty, and then the precise movements and jumps that you have to do to do this game quickly become much more difficult because you're fuming, and then you make another mistake. Next thing you know, you've burned 5 lives in Wacky Land, and you're trying not to break your controller in your hands.
I gotta
And you're
say,
quitting after 3 minutes, right?
I don't know what
yeah.
you're talking about.
Low blow.
I gotta say, for being the most infuriating level for me, Wacky Land, I actually didn't do too bad on it this time. I've done better, but I'm quite glad that I didn't die in Wacky Land.
Yeah, same here. I gold split this run in Wacky Land by 18 seconds. So I practiced that one a lot before the race, and it went really well.
All right, well, never mind. I guess my run isn't that good after
Um, oh
all.
no, 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 no. I mean, that's not what I meant. My bad, dude. I was just saying like Wacky Land is a
Silly
very,
Smash.
very easy level to just get into a death loop on. So it's kind of cool that we both ran it really well.
Yeah.
You
Mm-hmm.
both did the final level pretty well.
Hmm.
Um,
I'm quite.
I think that Armageddon had a death, and I think you had one death as well.
I had a
Two
very
gamers.
early death.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, I saw your really early death, Armageddon.
Yeah.
So JSR, we saw you got stuck with Duck Vader. Did you see that coming, or was that just kind of a surprise because you weren't aware
Oh
of
no.
your carrot count, or how did that go?
That was after the Kong fight, right?
I believe so.
Mm.
Yeah, when I climbed the tower the first time, I had the safety heart and I was looking good, and he gave me that weird pattern, and I tried to get cute and fell down the hole.
I saw that.
I was again salty,
Hmm.
and
Mhm.
when I wasn't even paying attention to my carrot count by the time I got back to Kong.
Well, there are no carrots in that stage, so going into that stage, you would have had 55 carrots as well.
Interesting.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's just something to think about. And
So it
there's
only
only carrots in the first and second, or sometimes just the first stage of each area.
Yeah, I guess so. Huh?
okay. So you you can't get the spaceship until after you beat the boss of each
Yeah, it's
stage.
after you beat the actual stage, unless you get Elmira. It can happen if you get Elmira.
Yeah.
I did not know that. Okay.
So, any
Well,
final remarks, guys? Any last
Uh,
minute thoughts on the runs, or
are we gonna go to the tape, or are we just gonna consider like JSR? You took it.
um,
well, I mean, the way I see it, if you want to protest at Armageddon, you could do that. But when Buzz and I tied, we went by the tie. We went back and looked at it and saw that officially I won by a half a second. But overall, the ruling was we had to go by what it said in the SRL,
yeah,
so
I
or
think
the IRC.
SRL is the do all end all. But if you have questions about it or you want to find out, because I'm not exactly sure how that would work, to be honest, I think Larry would be the best person to ask
Hmm.
and see what his
Well,
thoughts are. But he'll probably tell you whatever SRL says is what the results are.
yeah. I just wasn't
Yeah,
fa-
that's the way it was with
wasn't fast enough, man. We
that's the way
Quick
it
was
was
not
with
connected to
Yume.
JSR.
So since that's the way it was with Yume, I mean, I think that would be the same with this game. But if it's a much larger gap or something, I don't know. We'll have to see. But I do plan on actually restreaming this game again. I'm probably just going to make a video of it.
Okay.
That way, we don't have to deal with all the dropped frames and then posting it later. So because I'm very disappointed in how this turned out with me dropping so many frames the whole time. I'm sorry about that, guys, because
Oh, it happens.
my internet's just being ridiculous right now.
Have you seen
Oh,
me restream? My God.
Oh gosh darn it, Coach! How dare you drop frames? Nah, man. I mean, we're just grateful you picked it up for us,
Yeah,
dude. We're just grateful you
I
picked it up
know.
for us,
Yeah, thank you guys.
Hanging my
Praise
head in
God.
shame.
Uh,
no,
hey,
man.
you're not the one that's going to be sinking over here. Like I think I figured out my place. This game has definitely humbled me, so I think I know where I'm heading.
Well, Arma, thank you very much for the race, man. GG, sir.
GG to you too. Like it sounded like you had a rough go, and I had an early rough go, so you know, at least I'm glad I gave you competition.
You did, man.
It was
Congratulations,
exciting,
bud.
no doubt.
And Danny and Coach, thank you guys very much for the commentary, Coach, for the restream. Everyone,
No
put on
problem.
a tournament. And if it is indeed stands as is, I will look forward to a match, Coach.
Yeah, it should be fun. I'll make the VOD and I'll post it in my Twitch channel, and Larry can take a look at it and decide if we're going to go with the official time in IRC, or if we're going to go with well, it just depends, you know, because who knows? I mean, maybe it just depends.
I'd like to just watch it just in general. I want to see JSR's take on it.
I'd love to see it too, man. Let me
Hmm.
know when you got that put together, Coach, and I'll take a look at it.
Same here.
Yeah, no problem. No problem.
Well, thank
All
you
right, guys. Well, you have a great
fantastic
enjoy the
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you again very much.
Take it easy, everyone.
yeah enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Have a take it easy.
You
I'm
too.
going to sleep.